A real game-changing moment in sporting history. Skateboarding legend Tony Hawk talks us through the first competitive 900.
I started skating when I was about 9 years old, and I definitely wasn't a natural. It took me a long time to figure out how to get any sort of speed because I was the scrawny rat. And so I created my own technique by ollieing out of the bowl, then grabbing my board after the fact, and that was something that no one was doing yet. That became the way to do airs. Once I started doing that and sort of realizing I had my own style, I started trying to figure out how to do tricks. I've tried tricks for years, until I made one, and sometimes just that one. That's not something everyone can say, that they have that sort of determination. The first 900 I ever tried was in 1988, and I just couldn't figure out how to spin. I couldn't figure out how to commit to it. I ended up landing on my back on the flat. I really didn't start actively pursuing it until about 1995. Around that same time, there were a group of people trying it. Danny Way, Tuss Pappas, Rob Sluggo Boyce. It became sort of this collective push to do a 900. People just thought one of these guys is going to do it. When the X Games came around, 1999 X Games, it was the best trick event. They invited all the people who had done well in the previous best trick events through that year. My best trick at the time was a varial 720. I'd made it twice. That was my only plan, was varial 720. And I made that pretty early on. I made it like within the first half of the event. And so there was this extra time. What else am I going to do except to chase this trick that I've been chasing for almost 10 years? And probably on like my third or fourth try, I realized that if I just shift my weight mid-spin, maybe I can fix the problem that I've had. And if I'm ever going to commit to this trick and land it, this is the time. My time ran out. I didn't really care. I didn't really even expect it to count. I wasn't like trying to win the best trick event anymore. I just want to make this damn trick that I've been chasing for so long. I'd say for the last 4 or 5 attempts at that event were ones that I really thought were going to work. You can see it, I can see I land it and I shoot out, and I just haven't figured out how to adjust on the landing. When I finally made it and I was riding across the flat, I still kind of didn't believe it. It was more like, was that really it? Was that that was a 900? And it wasn't until I looked up and saw the crowd and saw my friends and my competitors all jumping up and running towards me that I really knew, well, that actually happened. I can't believe it's done. I mean, I'm a little tall and lanky. I knew that there was a certain height I needed just to get around that far. And to be honest, if you watch the one I made at the X Games, my second setup aerial before I did it was not a good landing. So you see me sort of force the pump, and to be honest, I didn't think that would be the one. The fact that something didn't go exactly right, sometimes that disrupts your thinking and makes you do it. For me, making 900 was hugely satisfying. It was more of a relief. I had been considering ending my competition run around that time, and that gave me the validation to stop competing. It was just the perfect exit. It's incredible that when you know something is possible, how much more tangible it is. Because when it hasn't been done yet, there's all these doubts about it. But once it's been done, and you know it's possible, that becomes a starting point. I mean, if you look at these kids now, guys like Tom Shar, they know 900s are possible. They're gonna learn it before they're 12. They're focusing on what's next from there. And I think that's incredible, and that is what skateboarding evolution is all about.